Welcome back to the channel.
Yeah, so we're starting day 3 in our New Orleans trip.
Yeah, and we're gonna kick it off with some brunch over at the Ruby Slipper.
Yeah, so let's start our day with the Ruby Slipper, and we'll show you some of that side of the town too while we're over here.
Yeah, we don't really have a whole lot of plans for today. We're just gonna kind of see where the day takes us. So yeah, come tag along with us while we just lazy around New Orleans.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you guys made it. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you ring that notification bell because when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're still going to be dropping off the Strat. And I can't wait to take you guys with us. So let's go.
Probably means it is going to be rainy tomorrow.
Got our text. Nacia?
The Ruby Slipper had a very retro diner feel to it. Definitely a lot of southern fried goodness at this restaurant slash diner. It's definitely a place you want to check out if you're in the New Orleans area. The wait is kind of bad, and you may want to try their other locations because you might get better service. But overall, the food was fantastic here, so definitely recommend.
Alright guys, so we just wrapped up our brunch. Make sure you guys check out that video so you can see our full review of the Ruby Slipper. Now
It took about 4 hours.
Yeah, it was a all morning event for sure. And so now we're just gonna kind of walk around and see what we can find.
Maybe go to the World War II Museum. We'll see what we do.
So let's go walking around the business district. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, their horse post. Pretty cool, man. In case you ever had a horse in New Orleans, you can post them up on this random street. Anybody know what this courtyard is? Let us know. It's like right off the street.
Chop House. There's a place called the Chop House.
Way down we go. That's pretty cool. Charles Emperor's the Autotex. A glass arcade roof. The Banks Arcade. Pretty cool.
This is like right behind our hotel.
So as you see, there's a city bus, in case you're wondering what city buses look like, but there's our hotel too. It's the big white tall building right there with the stuff in the top window. Not assuring, but yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, that's the one side. So here's the John Maynard Wisdom Court of Appeals, and it's very government building-y. Looks like they're replacing the transformers on the top of the building, which is why the power's out at the light down the street. That's the courthouse. All right, so here's the New Orleans Artworks, and it's a glasswork and craft making studio. It's a pretty cool looking building. Definitely old school with the bricks. I love the glass sculptures in the window you can see there. Pretty neat. And then they also do glass blowing, which is fascinating. If you've ever not watched it, that's really cool to watch people glass blow.
Yeah. So this place across the street is called the Auction House Market. Why do you think they call it the Auction House?
I don't know.
That place, it's called the Auction House Market.
I know.
Why do you think they call it the Auction House?
It's by the Joe Pesci. Maybe they just like to auction off their looks. Oh yeah, you totally just...
That's so cool.
Yeah, they're taping a movie here. Apparently it's a Nicolas Cage movie, in case you're wondering.
Oh, I can tell you what it is. It's called Reinfeld. Reinfield.
The Flamingo A-Go. Check that out, everybody. I like the bamboo
really
painted
cool.
bamboos there.
It's probably like an art studio.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe.
a bar. One of the two.
What do y'all think goes in this building? It's pretty cool. It's right by the World War II Museum.
All right, so we made the trek from the restaurant down to the World War II Museum, and just for reference, they're literally on the same street.
Yeah, yes.
It was about a 10-12 minute walk. It wasn't bad.
No.
The sidewalks in New Orleans make walking a little bit difficult, but it wasn't a bad walk. It's a gorgeous day outside. So
And the business district is definitely a lot cleaner than the other one.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you'll see in our footage that we show.
So yeah, come tag along with us and make sure you guys check out our full video. We'll throw a little bit of highlights in here, but if you guys want to see everything that we did, make sure you check out that World War II Museum video. This is cool. Like the look.
The visuals are pretty cool from the look of the inside.
Oh, go ahead, you're fine. I guess it's supposed to be like Japan.
Taking island after island.
Specific islands.
Their objective is to isolate Australia and New Zealand by attacking supply lines coming from the United States. A pivotal step in the Japanese strategy involves building airfields on land.
It's a anti-tank gun. In case you were curious. This room is really cool. And just like how they make it look, you know? I'm trying to go slow so it doesn't blur. Memorize.
Here's a representation of them planning a military strike. Yeah, it doesn't look very happy. He's kind of solemnly in prayer, I guess. The other guy seems to be checking his watch. I don't know. Maybe he's got to dance with Peggy Carter.
It's called Lest We Forget.
Pretty cool detail in these statues.
It's an aviation cadet class. All right, so we spent a good couple hours in the World War II Museum, and this place is
Massive.
intricate.
And like we said in the other video, we probably did like 10%, maybe 15, and that's, I think, stretching it.
Yeah.
We didn't see nearly, well, we saw everything, but we didn't like read all the details and go through everything. There's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of like videos that you can sit and watch. There's a lot of things to stop and read. Like they detailed all these different people, different events that happened, like literally like almost like month by month, year by year, different things that happened during World War II, which is really cool. So definitely check out our full video. And unfortunately, it's not really everything, because like Gary said, like it could take you days to read everything in here, but definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, if you're a World War II enthusiast or like a military enthusiast, this is a must visit if you're in New Orleans.
Yeah. And even if you're not, it's definitely interesting to walk around and see everything, because a lot of the rooms are so detailed that
oh my gosh, some of the rooms are just so immersive. It's amazing, really.
Yeah, so we're gonna probably go head back to the hotel and hang out for a little bit.
Maybe grab some drinks and see if our friends want to do something tonight. So we'll see you over there.
Let's go.
All right, y'all, there's a Civil War museum right next to the World War II Museum. And honestly, if we were a little less tired, we probably would check it out. Let us know, have you ever been there? What does it even cost? It looks like a cool little museum, and it seems to be in like an old church.
It says it's Louisiana's oldest museum.
Oh, Louisiana's oldest museum. And then it's right next to the Ogden Museum of Southern Art as well. So there's a bunch of museums down here if you're going to the World War II Museum or you're just hanging out down here. A lot of places to check out.
The Museum Arts District now.
And the sidewalks are already a little dirtier in the Museum Art District than they were in the Business District. Interesting thing to pick up.
And what I find fascinating is that, yeah, it looks really big, but you could walk all of this.
Yeah. Just walking around, and we found a consulate of Switzerland. I don't know why I said it like that. Sometimes I'm just like that. Look at these like very linear houses they have here. They're very like tiny. Kind of remind me of the house my friend lived in Philadelphia, but they were more like straight up, where this one's sideways. That makes sense?
Yeah,
There's some
those
burnt
row
out-
houses.
Yeah, there's some burnt out ones back there. Looks like they're rehabbing because the first one's been rehabbed, the second one's been started, and then it just kind of falls off
It's
after
really
that.
dilapidated the further back you go.
There's a lighthouse in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
Find your way, children. Find your way. Cool statue alert. Cool statue alert. Right by this huge church. I can't even get it all on the camera. I'm too
It's
close.
St. Patrick's Parish. That's cool.
St. Patrick's Church.
It's a National Historic Landmark.
Very cool.
That's crazy. This is the second church that was established.
that?
This is Lafayette Square.
They're shooting a movie, babe. So this is Lafayette Square. We walked past this earlier. You can see they're shooting one of the movies. I know there's a couple being shot here. All the black limousines and
Oh,
stuff.
look at the really cool structures. The gold structures.
Yeah. That's super cool.
All right, so in Lafayette Square, there's a statue of Benjamin Franklin. And they're filming a movie, but I'm gonna cut across to the other side and see what I can get. This is a statue of Henry Clay. And it was erected in 1856 on Canal Street. And the intersections of Royal and St. Charles, and then was removed and put here in 1900. Interesting. All right, guys, like this is just a little behind the scenes of them shooting a movie over here. Don't know which movie, but like check out the gold structures on this bank. I think it's a bank. So it's fascinating. They're filming for like the next week. All right, guys, so quick update.
And after we went to the World War II Museum, we headed home, got a little bit of a breather, relaxed for a little bit, and now we're back at Cochon.
Cochon. They don't really take reservations. It was kind of like a walk-in thing, so we got a little bit of a wait. We got about an hour, but we're not doing anything, so...
Yeah, and they're apparently famous for mufaladas, which is a New Orleans sandwich.
Yeah,
specialty.
so we want to try and take in as much as we can of the city while we're here. So
And it's in a sort of it's back by the museum district. It's right by that World War II museum we were at earlier, just kind of on the other side where we didn't walk. So
Yeah.
definitely a museum district and stuff. So really interesting place.
yeah, so we'll show you guys a few clips of this, but make sure you guys check out the full review of our Cochon experience. And yeah, let's go get some yummy food. So while we're waiting for our table at Cochon, I figured maybe we'd highlight a little bit from our trip of some of the things that we've done. I have to say, like, New Orleans has been like an interesting experience. I came in with a blank slate because I didn't want to have any expectations when we came here, and I'd say it's been good. Our hotel, not bad. It does have its pluses and its minuses. It's weird, like the middle of the night, it starts to get warm sometimes, and then like during the day, it's nice and cold. But like the outer hallways and stuff, like you can tell like it's like an old building, and it gets really muggy in the hallways. So that's been kind of interesting. I will say everything in New Orleans, at least like French Quarter, Business District, the museum area, I felt like we could pretty much walk everywhere that we've been. And that's been kind of cool. I wasn't really expecting that, so that's nice, especially if you're coming here, you're a tourist, and you're not gonna rent a car. I honestly, if you're gonna stay in like the French Quarter, if you're gonna stay in the business district, I wouldn't recommend renting a car unless you're gonna leave this area. Like if you wanna go somewhere like on the other side of New Orleans, then yeah, definitely rent a car. All of our Lyfts and Ubers have all been pretty, like they've been less than $10. So that's been pretty cool, and I would say at least 95% of the food has been amazing. Service has been kind of hit or miss at some of the locations that we've been to, but I think it's just because post-COVID, like staffing shortages. I'm curious to know how Gary's felt for this trip so far. So let's see how he feels.
So the trip overall, fun experience. Like Nacy, I think I came in with this trip with very little expectations. Our goal was to just kind of do a couple little things and then see some sights while we were here. And I think we've achieved just about everything we wanted to achieve, other than the pharmacy museum wasn't actually open the days we're here. So just so you know, some of the museums, some of the restaurants are closed on Monday and Tuesdays, and sometimes even Wednesday. So make sure you're planning ahead when you're coming in to see sort of what's going to be open when you're considering those things. But overall, great experience. The hotel was nice, a small room, maybe could be a little bit cleaner on that side, but it was a nice, comfortable bed. I got to be honest, it's one of the nicer beds that we've slept in a while in a hotel, so that was good. It wasn't too loud. There were some nights where you'd hear like trash trucks or you'd hear people on the streets, but typically that only lasted like 20-30 minutes and then they'd be gone, so it wasn't too bad on the noise. The restaurants we've been to, all of them have been good. The first one, I don't know, it's hit or miss. It could have been travel, but we did get sick after eating at the first restaurant, so, you know, hit or miss there on the Creole House. But Revolutions was amazing. The other places that we've ate throughout are great. The World War II Museum is really a fascinating experience and a must-travel for most people. That museum is really sort of like one of a kind. It's so huge and covers such expansive array of stuff that there's so many cool things to say. So overall, I think New Orleans is a pretty cool trip, and it's like a cheaper Vegas. I mean, the drinks here, the food is cheaper here, the Ubers are cheaper here, and the drinks are definitely more alcoholic here. So if you're looking for kind of like a Vegas-y experience, but you're okay being a little bit on the cheaper side and maybe not as clean as Vegas, New Orleans is definitely a great option for that. And if you're closer to the side of the country too. So you have a city that you want to recommend to us, let us know, and we will definitely head there next, because we're looking for some more options and always considering new and interesting places. So if you know some place to visit, let us know. Hold on, I'm getting the bike riders. There's bike riders behind us with the lights.
Oh, that's cool.
Bike riders, what's up, bike riders? Oh, they're blinging at the lights. Oh my gosh, they have like a band behind them, y'all. I don't know if you can hear the music on our mics, but they're like jamming out to music. Oh, and they even let scooters in. Oh, and a skateboard.
When we got seated in Cochon, it's definitely a gastropub with like a Creole, Louisiana sort of innovative style that they had with their food. The menu was really small when it came to food. It was only a few items, but there were a ton of drinks there, and the focus really of the gastropub is the alcoholic beverages. Make sure to check out our full video if you want to see what we had and what we thought of the food there. While you're there, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell, because we're doing about 3 videos a week and we don't want you to miss any.
So we made it back to the hotel and we decided to grab some drinks at the bar before the bar closes for our last night here in New Orleans. So it's been a really good trip so far, I have to say. So we're just gonna kind of sit back, lounge for a little bit, and then we'll probably wrap up our packing so that way we're good to go for tomorrow. And we might do a few more things tomorrow before we head to the airport. So I guess that's gonna do it for today, and we'll see you guys in the next adventure.